Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to where it's due to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shachakadas. Double honors to the elders of Apostle Great Millstone, who taught us truth, citations to the sincere brother out there who preaches truth, and edifying the brothers who I share the judgments, and citations to the lexicon abroad. Today, the brother, are you up? Come back to you today with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shachakadas. With another lesson, just going through what China has begun to do. And this was 2 days ago, June 18, 2020, 8:35 a.m. is when this was posted through the Washington Examiner. It says China develops weapons to fry U.S. electric grid, eyes high-tech Pearl Harbor attack, which is really the in which they developed the EMP weapon. And this little video ain't none. Just wanted to get in what an EMP is. What is and I had a video already made for this, but I had played videos from YouTube, and I believe it wouldn't let me upload it. So I'm going to try to redo the lesson without the videos, because I believe it wouldn't let me do it because I had, copyright, I guess, ESO. But this is the definition of EMP. An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, also sometimes called a transit electromagnetic disturbance, is a short burst of electromagnetic energy. Such a pulse's origin may be a natural occurrence or man-made, and can occur as a radiated electric or magnetic field, or a conducted electric current depending on the source. It really didn't tell you what it was, but it told you like what it was. And this is it right here. It says, what would an EMP do? It said nuclear blast trigger an effect called electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. EMP can disrupt or even destroy electronics from miles away. Blasts from miles above a country like the U.S. might severely damage its electric and telecommunications infrastructure. So everything electronic in the U.S. would be damaged, permanently damaged. It says, let's just get into this story, into this article. So it says, as I said, China develops weapons to fry U.S. electric grid. It said, with the help of stolen U.S. technology, China has developed at least 3 types of high-tech weapons to attack the electric grid and key technologies in a surprise Pearl Harbor assault that could send America into a deadly blackout, according to a new analysis, and they probably have more than 3. According to the report from the Independent EMP Task Force on National and Homeland Security, China has built a network of satellites, high-speed missiles, and super electromagnetic pulse weapons that could melt down the U.S. electric network, fry critical communications, and stifle aircraft carrier groups. It says, according to the report written by the task force's executive director, Peter Pry, long an expert on EMP warfare, China developed the weapons as part of its total information warfare that includes hacking raids on computers. It says, what's more, despite China's promises to attack only after being attacked, Pry revealed new data to show that the communist nation is lying and eager to shoot first with high-altitude electromagnetic pulse, or HEMP, weapons launched from satellites, ships, and land. So they saying China wants to shoot these EMP missiles at the U.S. I want to get the meat of this article. It says it's lucky. That was one that I wanted to get. There it is. I went over it. It says a report done while Pry was a key member of a congressional EMP commission years ago found that an EMP attack on the East Coast electric grid could lead to the death of 90% of the population within a year from looting, a lack of food and water, and desperation attacks. Even short electric blackouts such as the one in New York in 1977 resulted in looting. So you see, man, if China launched an EMP attack on the U.S. today, there wouldn't be no water, there wouldn't be no food. All the electric is out, so you won't be able to keep your food stores, you won't be able to keep your food. You're talking mostly about like meat, eggs, fish, milk. You won't be able to keep it, I guess, as you would say, good. You won't keep it good. I don't know a better word. Most of the world, like it's, let me just get this right here. It says, not this one, but it says, how long can food last without power? It says 4 hours. As the USD notes, and keeping food safe during an emergency, refrigerator will keep food safe for up to 4 hours during a power outage. Keep the door closed as much as possible. Discard refrigerated perishable foods such as meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and leftovers after 4 hours without power. And if an EMP attack was to come to the U.S., which Lord willing it does, and Lord willing is a part of what is to come, 4 hours ain't gonna be long enough, because the EMP attack, as I'm about to read, lasts months, if not years. So food would be bad, be looting, killing each other, which is prophecy, man, for food, for famine, for affliction. It says right here, it says, how long would it take to recover from an EMP attack? And it says 2 months to 10 years. The time that it would take to recover from a nuclear EMP attack has generally been estimated to be anywhere from 2 months to 10 years. And you see, man, that's all it takes for shit, less than 2 months, less than a month for FEMA to be activated, for martial law to be activated, for these FEMA camps, for these prophecies to be activated more and more. That's all we need for these for everything to pop off, man. Lord willing, it does it, but it's all through the will and power, the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah. But it's up to His will. But if it was to happen, we'd go into a blackout, and like it said during the 1977 little blackout from New York, they was looting within probably less than a month. Imagine if they know it's an EMP attack and they know things ain't gonna come back to normal within a week or so. They're gonna be looting, killing, robbing, this, that, and the third, man. What would happen? They'd have to implement martial law. They wouldn't be able to let people go from city to city. They wouldn't let. They would have to have the military on the streets, making sure people's doing what they not supposed to do according to Esau's law, man. But that's all I had on this article. Let me get some scriptures, and then I'll be done. This lesson shouldn't be too long. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Shlaki. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride that cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's what's going to happen, man. Houses are going to be destroyed. Cities troubled, man. If an EMP attack was coming, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm just bringing out what China has developed. And, China and the U.S. is going back and forth. So you never know. You never know what is in China's mind, what is in the will of the Most High. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come me? And whether an EMP attack is the cause of this, it's still scripture, it's still prophecy, so regardless, it's going to happen. Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So you see, man, it's going to come regardless. But I'm just giving you a little report on what is going on with China, and to let you know what's going on, not just in the U.S., but across the seas, and see what they're doing, what they have done. But that's all I had. Like I say, Kahalayim La Yahabashim Shabashim Chakadas. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will taught the truth. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preaches truth. And find the brothers and sisters where I share the judgments. And shalom to the less scattered abroad. Like I say, Barakati Yahabashim Shabashim Chakadas for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And until next time, shalom and Kwame Ashala. Keep pushing, man. We almost home, man. As it says in Romans 13 and 11. Let me just get that real quick before I end off, and then I end it. Romans 13 and verse 11, just get it right here. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. We almost home, man. Keep pushing, keep fighting. We almost home. Shalom.